Welcome to the milk bar. 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 Welcome to the milk bar.
Welcome along to episode 529 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. Coming up on the show, we'll have a chat with Jeff Brazier about what's going on the high street, as Nationwide are telling us that the youngsters out there like shopping in real shops rather than just online. Sam Thornton, who's in the series Chernobyl, is going to let us know all about his role in the show as it comes to DVD. We'll meet the team from Veggielicous and find out about their work catering for parties and also presenting street food in both vegetarian and vegan styles. Plus, we will have some music. We've got the one and only Joe James Thomas joining us for a bit of a sing-song, and Dan Donnelly tells us about his latest work too. That's all coming up. But first of all, on the 6th of September, the inaugural Pelsall's Got Talent takes place. Dave Godden and the one and only Pete Davis are here to tell me what's going on. Hello.
Hello, mate. How are you?
All good. In iFlat Studios, you're doing your thing, which is where it comes in. So it's going to be a great event, isn't it?
It's going to be fantastic, yeah. I mean, we're having a great lot of interest online and also from general public and whatnot, and we're really hoping that the talent of Pelsall comes through.
Well, this is it. And as judges, you've got quite a task ahead of you. Dave, what are you looking for when it comes to the sort of acts we're going to see?
We're looking for entries from anyone that can sing, dance. It's not just about that, though, Jason. It's about, we want snake charmers, clowns. My particular favourite is stand-up comedy.
Okay.
You know,
so it could be a bit of anything
to showcase. Yeah. Then this is the platform to do it.
So you're really looking for people to come out and create a great night of variety. That's what counts,
Absolutely,
isn't it?
Yeah.
And although some of the prizes include time at the iFlat Studios, that's not the be-all and end-all, because you'll work it out. Because even if it's a comedy CD you're putting together with them, I mean that could work as well, couldn't it?
It is, yeah, but there's cash prize as well. I mean, the first prize is £100, second prize 50, third prize 10. And anybody who sings will also get offered a day in the studio as well. So the prizes are good.
And it's your chance to help them showcase their acts further, which is what you do, isn't it? That's about what your studio's all about, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah. I mean, I've worked with teenagers. Well, right from 6, 7 years old, right up to 8-year-olds. Mm-hmm. And what I try and do is showcase them and bring them on and move them on to the next stage.
Yeah, and we've seen that with some of the acts that you've dealt with in the past. I mean, we've actually showcased them in the city of Wolverhampton and given them the chance to shine in a big area. Indeed. And this is all part of the coaching that you offer, so they're ready for this sort of event.
Indeed, yeah, and some of them go on much further. I mean, I've got students that have gone on to work at the Royal Albert Hall. Mm-hmm. Quite a few of them have been on the X Factor and mm-hmm. things like that. So, you know, it's all about showcasing the talent and getting it out there.
And is it not worry though, having a drummer on the judging panel?
No, he's also one of the best drummers that I've ever seen. So, and he knows where he's at.
It's all about bringing that together. And how do you think it's going to be trying to judge as maybe a clown or a comedian against a singer? It's all about audience reaction as well too?
It is, but there's not only us, there's going to be another 2 judges as well, and one is particularly great with performing arts. That's what she's doing, and she's also been on the X Factor and so on and so forth. And we're probably going to get a member of the public that just has a complete nothing to do with music or anything else, as a blind view.
So basically as if it were the public vote you get on a TV show?
Exactly, yeah.
That sounds like a good way of doing it. And the whole event itself, as we say, it is the 6th. That's a Friday night. A great chance for people to come along and have a brilliant night's entertainment. So how does the evening pan out?
Well, it'll be a good night of entertainment, but also it is at a local level. However, this could springboard into something more national. You know, Pete's been involved with people that have taken it to that level in the mm-hmm. past. So it would give them the confidence to be able to showcase what they're able to do. And we're hoping for a great night.
So we're really showcasing and opportunities, that's what it's all about, which means what we need to do now is know how people can get hold of tickets and get involved. So first of all, let's get the general public down. So how do we work all that one out?
Right, well, first of all, there'll be lots and lots of online stuff. I'm hoping that you'll put something online for us right now. And on that, there'll be contact details. One thing I will stipulate though, because obviously of how it's got to work, I need everybody's material back by the 1st of September and entries close on the 1st of September, although it is held on the 6th. Just so really that I can get a balance of what's going on and get everything together so we can have a really good time.
We have to work the night out with backing tracks, live performances, and see what people need as far as intro music goes. So that's all got to be scheduled. That's the week in the run-up. So everyone needs to be involved in that one. So, okay, so how much does it cost to get involved then?
Okay, well, it's going to cost you £10 entry, but there's 15 places. And obviously, as I've just mentioned with the prize money, basically the prize money goes back to whoever wins.
Yeah, so whatever you put in, somebody's going to get back. So if you were the best, you haven't got to worry about sticking a tenner in.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly, and that's the way it'll work. But the point being that whatever happens, whether you win, draw, lose, or whatever, you're going to have some good showcase time.
Yep.
And we're trying to get press involved and see if we can get that in newspapers on the night and so on and so forth. So you never know what's going to come of it.
Yeah, so press releases will be out there and the chance to share your music with an increasing audience just by being down there. So how do people get tickets to come along and see the event?
It'll be on the night. So you turn up on the night and it's £5 on the door for adults and £2 for children.
And give us full details of the venue.
It's at the Pelsall Cricket Club. Or just Google Pelsall Cricket Club, it'll come up, and the details are there.
But nice easy to get to. Parking on the night, it's all not going to cost you anything.
There's full parking there, and nothing else is going to cost you apart from the door entry.
And you can buy a few refreshments too. That's the important
Of course, your
thing.
refreshments.
Yeah. But that's going to be good fun. And you can go down, enjoy yourself at the bar, have some great entertainment, great family night out, and see some brilliant stars of the future.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the name of the game.
Okay, give us a plug for A-Flat Studios then whilst you're on.
A-Flat Studios, come and see me. It's I'm Pete Davies. What we do is we turn the stars of today into the stars of tomorrow. So hopefully we can do something for you.
Yeah, so whatever is nurtured is going to turn into big things. So you can do it through A-Flat. It's going to be absolutely brilliant to see how this all works out with Pelsall's Got Talent. Once again, check out all the details, do some Googling, check out where the cricket club is, but come along and see. And a judging panel of 4 who are going to help boost everyone's confidence. You're not there to knock anyone, you're just there to show what's got a good night.
Not to knock anyone at all.
No, not exactly. We won't knock, but we will give you a fair assessment of what you are and how good you are. We're not going to be completely you're fantastic all the time, because that wouldn't be fair to anybody, at least of all the artists.
So you'll pick up on all the good points, and then anything else that does need to be built from, you'll help them do that the same way as you would do anybody through A-Flat.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the opportunity really is for you to come, showcase your talent, and then we can take it from there and give you advice of what you need to do and how to make it better and further.
Well, Pete and Dave, thank you for joining us, and have a great time on the night. Enjoy being judges and making sure that a few dreams come true.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Jason.
In a moment or two's time, we'll have a chat with Dan Donnelly about all of his music. But before we do, this is his latest single, Soul of Man.
Soul of Man is me.
That's Dan Donnelly and Soul of Man, and he joins me on the line now to tell me more of what's going on in his world of music. Hello, sir.
Hiya, how you doing?
All good here. So you are generally pretty busy in fingers in many pies. We'll be hearing something from your current group in a moment or two's time. But first of all, I mean, you've got local links as well with work that you've done with the Wonder Stuff in the past too.
I was in the Wonder Stuff for 5 years, yeah. Believe it or not, as lead guitarist and backing vocalist. But Malcolm, the original guitarist, has rejoined, so I'm now in a different group.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it keeps you busy though, whatever you're doing. So I mean, do you do a lot of session work as well as your own stuff as well?
I do bits and bobs. I don't really have time to do sort of session work per se. I've got a duo with John from the Levelers. We go out pretty regularly, and then I'm in the Celtic Social Club pretty much full time. It's taken off quite massively and consuming a lot of my time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm not doing either of that, I've got the solo career as well, where I just go about in my car with a guitar and shout at people.
But does it not get confusing which songs you're supposed to be playing when?
No, well, the Celtic Social Club stuff I can't play on my own because it's all based around sort of traditional Celtic melodies.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to try to do that, there would be big gaps. Similarly to when I do the stuff with John Leveler, there's a lot of fiddly bits in. So basically, when I go around on my own, the only stuff I can do is the stuff I've written for myself. So it kind of sorts itself out in that way.
Well, you're on your 5th studio album now with Are We Having Fun? That's available to buy. And
it is.
That's where...
Not that anyone buys anything anymore anyway.
Okay, downloads or streams, you know what I mean. I think we're both suitably old school to remember buying things, aren't we?
I know, yeah. I remember having the money in my pocket. It's not, streaming's just, I see streaming as like a kind of like a PR loss that you've got to basically just give away your music now so you can get gigs.
And the gigs is where you make money. But I mean, you are doing a lot of gigs, so that kind of helps. But it's music production doesn't come without a cost, so it is a bit of a skew on the way things are funded compared to how it was, but way back when.
As I say, it's like a loss leader. Making recorded music is now like a loss leader. That basically is promo for your live shows, and that's just the way the industry is now.
But if it does get people to more live gigs, then hopefully that kind of works, because there is nothing like hearing a track performed live.
No.
I've been to gigs, and I think of my first one. I went to see Wax play at the Wolverhampton Civic Halls, the first gig I went to back in the 80s, and I came away loving a load of songs that I would never have done so if I hadn't heard them live compared to listening to an album.
Yeah, the other good thing is, because of computers and that, any idiot can make a record now. You can sit at home and any idiot can not only make but release a record. So it's live is where you have to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. To call yourself an artist, you have to be able to stand up without backing tracks and play your stuff. And that's so the people that can do that get rewarded, and then the people that have just made a record on a computer. Some people do, I guess, go and stand beside a computer, but they're few and far between.
Yeah, but it's one thing the Pet Shop Boys doing it, and another thing the bloke who lives round the corner in the flat over the road from the Chippy. That's not the same, is it?
Or what do you call the two older chavs from like Nottingham direction? That they're quite shouty and punky and just stand around a laptop with bad haircuts. Sleaford Mods. That's who it is.
Okay, cool.
They stand around a laptop, and it's quite like repetitive music, and they shout stuff about sort of social injustice and how society's terrible, basically.
And there is a market for that, whereas you're a bit more melodic, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I've got an acoustic guitar pretty much all the time, and sing rather than shout. Well, I shout a bit.
Shouty singing.
Shouty singing, that's the one.
The one. But you shared a stage as support for the likes of Duran Durani and Jury, Bob Geldof. So there is you've done this, and you've performed alongside people who are also quality musicians, and I think that's the sort of gig that you want to be associated with, isn't it?
Yeah, the Blockheads were just the most amazing musicians and the most amazing people as well. Ian Jury was such a lovely man. I did 2 tours with him. Mm-hmm. I was on tour with him when he found out he had cancer as well.
Yeah.
And he, you know what? He didn't stop the tour. He was an absolute, just a diamond geezer. And all the band were beautiful people as well. I keep meeting Norman Watt-Roy now in weird sort of service stations at about 2 a.m. because the blockheads are still going.
Yeah.
And I always regale him with, oh, you know what, I toured with you when I was a kid and you did this. And he's, oh, geezer, right, yeah. Yeah, I love the blockheads. Yeah, I toured with them when I was dead young. And they sort of showed me the way, like being a good musician and a good person and you know, doing it, you know. It's great. Duran Duran were just a trip. They were like so famous and so weird and like just have been famous all their lives. Didn't understand about paying for anything. Couldn't understand like why I was paying for my own drinks. Like, you know, because they've just never, the guys have never had to do anything for themselves because they've just been super, super famous since they were about 18 years old.
And that is a different world, isn't it? It is, and that, again, the old school musicians, when people did go out and buy the things with their faces on and stick them in the record player in the corner of the room.
Yeah. That's when that's when there was money in the record industry. And the thing is, I'm kind of lucky in that I started when people did buy stuff. So my audience has sort of moved with me. So like I'm playing to people that are in the mid 40s and 50s that still will come to your show and buy a CD off you and get you to sign it. I don't know how young people, I just don't know how they managed to make that first leap from, because it used to be, you started off, you know, in little pubs and clubs and you made a little bit of money and then you sort of made a leap into those mid-size kind of venues that are all gone now. And so that whole circuit's gone. So you kind of have to leap from your local thing to like massive, like O2 or something like that, thousands of people. And I don't know how kids manage it these days. You know, I think it mostly it's like a lottery. You basically, it's like a publishing lottery. You get a song in a film or you get a song in an advert, and that's the way you do it now.
And before you know it, you're Ed Sheeran or something.
Yeah, it used to be you just got in a van and like if you played to enough people that you were able to sort of edge up, and then make the leap to where you were, you know, you were supporting yourself. But yeah, it must be so hard for kids now.
So what is it that you haven't done that you'd like to do?
Like musically?
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I've done so much. Like, the thing is, I'm always focused on the. Like, I'm in the middle. I'm in the studio now, making an album with a different band completely. It's like the Lost Tom Petty REM kind of album, and I'm usually so focused on what I'm doing at the time. I haven't got really any long term. Oh, this is what I'd really like to do. Eventually, I just like to keep doing it and be able to support my family and you know, and not starve. Really,
that does hamper a musical career sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, it's really tough because in order to make a career in music, you have to travel. It's just you know, one country cannot support a musician. So when I've got 2 young kids, and so I've got to go away, you know, quite a lot, or else I just have to either give up music and get a job, or just say to my kids, no, you can't have new shoes.
Yeah, that's a little bit of. But I mean, I've talked to the likes of Ian Prowse, who I know you know, and you know, he is a sort of musician who sounds similar to yourself, goes out and performs and knows how to perform, and
he's great. He really gives it 110%. I've seen him play. I took him on a little tour of Ireland, and I organised it, and it wasn't the best organised, and we did like I think a venue in Cork, and there was maybe only like 20 people there. But when he performed, you would have sworn he was playing to like a stadium with hundreds of thousands of people in it. He just always gives it 110%. He's great.
Well, through the sort of music we hear from you, through the likes of Ian and beyond, I mean, even the Wonder Stuff still doing what they do, doing a fantastic job of making an amazing sound and enlivening audiences. So we've got the single out there, we've got the album. Give us all the plug details for that on the streaming, and then we'll talk a bit more about Celtic Social Club's latest release.
Well, we've just done, Celtic Social Club have done a double A side with Ian Prowse.
Oh, great.
And it's a 7-inch vinyl release for old people like us.
That's proper.
And it's basically going to be released on Joe Strummer's birthday, which is the 21st of August, and it's a song Ian wrote about Joe Strummer and a song Celtic Social Club wrote about Joe Strummer, and it's available through 80s Vinyl Records. It's like heavyweight vinyl, and it's an unreleased Prowsey track. So for all the Ian Prowse completists out there, it's the sort of something to have. It's a limited edition 7-inch vinyl, and there's a T-shirt you can get with it as well, which is a brilliant piece of artwork by Canuck Boy, Marcus Galley,
Right.
who is Mammoth Creative Works. He's a brilliant designer. I'm pretty much using him to design everything that I do these days.
That's the way it works.
But he's from the metropolis of Canuck.
That's just down the road, so that all does the job. Well, we will play Remember Joe Strummer in a moment's time. Give us all the socials and everything, because that's obviously where everything is being promoted now.
Yeah, CelticSocialClub.com is ours. I don't know what Ian's is. And then there's 80s Vinyl Records, or 80scasuals.com. They are selling it's clothing line that are selling the T-shirts. Just Google us.
Yeah, that's simple as that. And so Social Club we're going to take a listen to now. But I mean, Dan, have a great time. Enjoy everything you're doing with the music at the minute. And any tours on the way that we can give a quick shout out to as well?
Celtic Social Club are doing Beautiful Days Festival this weekend, but it's sold out. We're doing London, the 100 Club in London on the September the 7th. Please come to that.
Okay.
If you like what you hear.
We'll see if we can get down to the big smoke down south. We will do. Meanwhile, Dan Donnelly, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Jason. Cheers. All the best.
In a woodland clearing, there's faces aglow, friends in a circle down by the rabbit hole. Sweet, sweet reggae music and the smoke from the wood, from Babylon to Avalon via Crickle Wood. As the fire burns on, we'll feel our spirits rise, and we'll sing our song. Smoke gets in our eyes, and the fire burns on. We'll feel our spirits rise, and we'll sing our song. It's the start of the summer, and such a beautiful night. We remember Joe Strummer, yeah, we're feeling alright. A sip of strong whiskey, some tobacco and weed, and stories and laughter are all that we need. As the fire burns on, we'll feel our spirits rise, and we'll sing our song. The smoke gets in our eyes. As the fire burns on, we'll feel our spirits rise, and we'll sing our song. And if you feel a yearning, just say yes to the burning, burning beautifulness. You've got to go for it. You gotta share the love. You got to stoke the embers for the fire above. As the fire burns on, we'll feel our spirits rise, and we'll sing our song. The smoke gets in our eyes, and the fire burns on.
generation must have invented its own cure for the blues. Like, give it something to think about, something to do, something to get involved in, you know? And like punk, we did that for hours. Today they're raving, you know, going to raves and freaking and stuff. Every generation must have its own golden day, you know? We have to bring rebel rock.
After the success of the Black Country Night Out last year, Joe James Thomas is back on the road with them later on this year. He's with me now. Hello.
You're right.
I'm good. You keeping out of trouble?
But
keeping busy, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So what's been going on? Because we have the Black Country Night Out. You've been doing loads of charity stuff too. So what was it like, first of all, playing some massive theatres?
It was... I can't describe it.
You had a good time?
A really good time. I was in my element, I guess. It was amazing.
But what did you do? Because you had not necessarily the guitar with you, did you? What was you playing?
No, it was just the ukulele, like just a bit of comedy, you know, a bit of softness.
But being a multi-instrumentalist, I mean, you can play all sorts of stuff, can't you?
Just about, I think. Yeah, I mean...
So how's that building? Have you been tweaking the acts for this time round, and when does it all start?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I'll stick to the ukulele stuff in the Black Country Night Out, but I've been focusing a lot on my guitar and piano recently, like trying to build on that, you know. But
lots of different things you can do, and so it means that when you are booked for an event, they can choose which bit they want to see, because the comedy stuff is always good fun, and that goes down well. And even if you're doing pretty much a serious night, they might well ask you to sneak in something on the uke at the end, mightn't they?
Yeah, it's normally the case, yeah.
Okay, so we'll check out Black Country Night Out. That's October, that all gets going.
Yeah.
But you've got a regular gig that you do as well, haven't you?
Yeah. I'm normally at the Chapel House every last Sunday of the month.
So check
the
that
Chapel
one out.
House in Gornal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Every last Sunday.
And what sort of music is that one?
Everything. It's all the stuff I do, pretty much. Ukulele and a bit of rock and roll.
I remember you've dressed full rock and roll now. So that's the way it works. Is this the look that you're going for when you're out on the road?
Yeah, pretty much. I just
literally rock up and go for it.
Yeah, just rock up and go for it. I'll just chuck it on, you know.
And you're happy. Okay, so charity stuff too. There's been quite a bit happening there.
Yeah, well, I've been to several care homes, and I've pretty much done like, you know, a bit of uke and guitar and piano and that, you know. I've made a row.
Entertaining down at Compton Care too?
Yeah.
But not only that, the inauguration of the mayor as well.
Yeah.
You're involved in the mayor making ceremony.
Yeah, well, I felt proper.
You had to dress up a bit. Yeah, you couldn't wear the leather jacket for that.
No, I couldn't wear the suit and tie and that, you know. But no, that was amazing. I mean, the mayor of Wolverhampton, you know.
Invite you down for a bit of a sing-song. It does the job, doesn't it?
City.
Yeah. And of course the Armed Forces Day as well, so a few council gigs too, so getting your name known around the city.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm trying. I'm having a go, you know.
That's the way we like it. Okay, so we're going to get your sister Holly in to sing a tune with you first. What we're going to hear?
Yeah. We're thinking Jackson by Johnny Cash and June Carter.
Okay, we'll take a listen to that. Meanwhile, though, before we do, give us the plugs for all your Facebook and stuff.
My Facebook page, Joe James Thomas Music, which is like pretty much all my music stuff that isn't the George Formby, but there is one for my George Formby stuff on the uke, which is just a vintage George Formby tribute.
So look out for that and check it all out there. Right, we'll hear you sing now, and looking forward to the songs and of course all the gigs you've got coming up, and you'll be posting stuff online as well, won't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you probably get your mum to do it, won't you?
Well, yeah.
She normally knows where you are better than you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Joe, great seeing you, and we're looking forward to the music.
Oh, thank you, and me.
We got married in a fever, hotter than a peppered sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. Oh, I'm going to Jackson, gonna mess around. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson, look out Jackson Town. I'm going to Jackson.
Goodbye, that's all she wrote. But then I met you in Jackson, and I've been dancing on a body cake. They lead you round town like a sculling hound, with your tail tucked between your legs. You're going to Jackson. You big talking man.
You big talk.
And I'll be waiting in Jackson. Like a David
Well, now we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper's brow. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. Oh, I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, we're going to Jackson. They never coming back. Well, we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper's brow.
Joe James Thomas performing with his sister Holly. We'll be hearing more from him a little bit later on. We'll let Holly have a bit of a break though, because it was her 18th birthday when they came in for record. So thank you to her for celebrating her birthday with us in the Milk Bar. The series Chernobyl is now available on DVD. It's one that I have as yet to sit down and binge watch, but now it's out there in disc form. I'm going to be doing that very soon. Someone who can tell me a bit more about the show is the gentleman who played Alexander Akimov. It is Sam Thornton. Hello, sir.
Hi there.
So give us a bit of the background, because to me it's something I remember seeing expanding on the news, but to you it's something that you probably learnt in history.
Well, I was about 9 years old.
So
when
you
it
do
happened.
remember enough, good.
Yeah, but I think it existed for many, like it does for many people, just as this word that was something very appalling that happened, but something that I didn't know too much about until I began working on the series, yeah.
Now, you are playing the engineer who supervised the fateful shift at the Chernobyl nuclear plant on the day of the explosion. And this tells the story of what actually happened behind the scenes, but also gives you a bit more of a bigger picture. So you understand some of the drama that was going on in the lives surrounding the whole experience and not just the news bulletins.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the series it's only 5 episodes long, the series. I think that's one of the amazing things about it, is the breadth of what it manages to cover in that time. So the series opens with the explosion. You follow the people who were in the building in Reactor 4. You follow a fireman who is called in to put out the fire, which of course is not a good idea. And then the series begins to stretch, following Jared Harris' character and his efforts to clean up the disaster, which is catastrophic. You also follow the soldiers who were known as the liquidators, who went into the area and had to clear it. After everyone was evacuated, they had a rather grim job of shooting all household pets, things like this. Mm-hmm. And then the series finishes with the trial of the people who ran the Chernobyl nuclear plant. And through that episode, you find out what actually led to the disaster.
Because in the control room, your character plays a voice of reason as Paul Ritter.
Dyatlov.
He's pushing workers to ignore safety regulations, and this
Absolutely.
This is something which you just would not expect in a normal power plant, let alone something of nuclear in nature that could have such a catastrophic effect as it did across the whole of Europe.
Absolutely. I mean, it's quite extraordinary, those scenes. There was a pressure to do this safety test. Dyatlov had his eye on promotion, and everyone else was very much scared of him, with good reason. You know, he could end their careers, and that would be the end of that. Having a job living in Pripyat and working at the Chernobyl nuclear plant was a fantastic job to have at that time in Soviet Ukraine. So you had to follow orders, but Dyatlov becomes increasingly reckless, and Akimov, yes, is the one who's trying to stop it, but to no avail.
When it came to filming this, where were you based for the filming?
We shot in Lithuania, in Vilnius. Pretty much all of the series was shot there. There was some stuff shot in Kiev, different scenes. But for us playing the guys in the control room of Reactor 4, we were on a set in a studio in Vilnius.
What was the reaction like of the people you were working with out there? Because it won't all have been Brits as part of the crew. You must have been dealing with locals who obviously were much closer to it. Not on the doorstep, but it's certainly closer to the whole thing as it happened.
Absolutely. I think it's a very powerful thing for everyone to work on. Really, it was quite an international cast and crew. The director was Swedish, first AD was French, and of course a lot of Lithuanians working on it. Yeah, it's quite hard to explain, really. I think it's a lovely example of lots of people coming together to tell the story, yeah.
And it is that telling of a story. This isn't hyping it up. It's not making it into some sort of hero movie. This actually tells the truth of what went on behind the scenes. And it's something that we remember as kids. So, there was a lot going on around this sort of time. Things like the Challenger disaster, and then this Chernobyl event taking place, and then the ongoing conversations around what was falling in the rain over some of the highest points in Europe and causing what sounded comically like radioactive sheep. So, this had a wide-ranging effect across the countries.
Absolutely. Like I said, I was quite young when it happened, so it didn't really register for me, but it still felt far away, didn't it? And I think this series transports you into really a very different world. 1986, Ukraine is very different from, Western 1986. I think that's one of the things the series does incredibly, is the set design, the costume is so realistic and kind of familiar, but not. So it has a very interesting setting.
And it's one of those series that I haven't been worried about spoilers on social media, but I have seen an awful lot of social media praising the work that everybody's done. And I think congratulations are in order for that, to have told a story like this and to be part of it. And again, it is something you must be very proud of.
Incredibly proud to have been part of it, absolutely. And, quite lucky to have parted in it, yeah.
So it's available on Blu-ray and on DVD. You can watch this whole series, and it is one I think you'll probably want to sit down and watch maybe over a weekend. Take some time out and sit down and really get into it.
You might need some time in between episodes. Mm-hmm. And I guess the other tip is have your dinner before you start watching.
Absolutely. So, it is going to be an interesting, slightly traumatic journey through what these people saw and experienced, but certainly something that I think we need to understand, and in the hope that something like this will never happen again.
Absolutely. Let's hope it doesn't.
Available now on Blu-ray and DVD. The series is Chernobyl. Sam Thornton, thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much.
More from Joe James Thomas now. This time, he's on his guitar on his own.
Well, you can shake an apple off an apple tree. Shake, shake, sugar, but you'll never shake me. Yes, sirree. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm stuck on you. I'm gonna run my fingers through your long black hair, squeeze you tighter than a grizzly bear. Yes, sirree. Oh yeah. I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm stuck on you. Hot in the kitchen, hot in the hall, ain't gonna do you no good at all. 'Cause once I catch you and the kissing starts, a team of wild horses couldn't tear us apart. I'm gonna take a tiger from his daddy's side. Ooh, that's how love is gonna keep us tied. Yes, sirree. Oh yeah. I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm stuck on you. Hot in the kitchen, hot in the hall, ain't gonna do you no good at all. 'Cause once I catch you and the kissing starts, a team of wild horses couldn't tear us apart. I'm gonna take a tiger from his daddy's side. That's how love is gonna keep us tied. Yes, sirree. Oh yeah. I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm stuck on you. I'm
gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm stuck on you. I'm gonna stick like glue. Yeah, yeah, because I'm stuck on you.
Joe James Thomas, and we'll have another track from him a little bit later on, performing live for us. Across the West Midlands, it is reported that 25% of children don't know what a high street is, with 75% saying they'd rather spend their money in the high street than shop online, which is down at 16%. To tell us more about this survey, I'm joined now by Jeff Brazier. Hello, sir.
What's Jason? How are you?
Good, and always good to talk to you. What is going on with this one then? Because the kids sound like they like real browsing in shops.
Oh, yeah, surprisingly, because I think we all imagine that online retail is very much taking over. And whilst that has been the trend over the last 7 or so years, it's actually slowed up slightly. And, this new research from Nationwide Building Society finds that actually kids do want to go to the high street, even though a quarter of them don't actually know what a high street is. My own personal say, as a dad, really, of a 16 and a 14-year-old, is because I thought that when I was younger I disliked going to the high street, particularly with my granddad, actually. I spared my kids having to do it, and I'd maybe do it in the daytime while they were at school, so not to sort of inconvenience them. It's a sort of generational thing. Not realising, actually, when I started thinking about it, when I saw the research and sort of started picking up the topic, I realised that actually I had loads of great memories of going down the high street with my granddad in Hornchurch, and I'm sure most people do.
Yeah, so you may be down in Woolworths picking up some pick and mix, exploring the likes of Our Price with all the records that are in there, and the high street's style and what we can see in there has changed, but there is still the elements that can make it special.
Well, as a kid, I just remember going into particularly a shop called Top Cat, which was one of these shops that you don't necessarily find so much anymore, in that you could buy pretty much anything in there. My granddad always flirted with the women that worked in there, which always embarrassed me, but in a way that, I just thought, well, granddad's a bit of a character, and I guess I used to find it quite entertaining. Whenever I walked in there, I knew that we'd be in there for about half hour. There was no sort of just quick browsing out. But, again, that's what the high street really is about community and that social element that I think is sort of obviously not available to you when you shop online. So I now feel almost slightly guilt-stricken that I haven't actually sort of allowed my kids the same benefit. My local high street, Epping, is, it's got a greengrocers, and, I think a lot of kids actually, when you think about it, they wouldn't probably know what a greengrocers or a cobbler's is these days. So, is it our job to save the high street? Does the high street still serve a purpose? I personally would imagine it does.
And certainly for those maybe who don't drive, being able to get to the high street is normally easy to do by bus and other public transport. And then you've also got the advantage of the fact that it's not one of these massive malls where you seem to just be lost in clothes shops and some of the bigger stores. You've actually got some character and personality to where you're shopping. And it's like you say, your granddad chatted with the people in the shops. You get to know the traders when you're shopping on the high street, don't you?
Absolutely. And there's one more feature, because these memories keep popping into my mind, but in Hornchurch, which is in Essex, a big map of the local area, and it had all the streets and whatever else. And if you was ever wondering, right, I'm in the high street, I need to find my way home, you would follow the index at the bottom and you would press a button which would make an LED light situated where the street was light up. And for me, that was the absolute pinnacle of technological advancement. And I couldn't believe it. I thought it was almost from outer space. I don't know if these were common up and down the country or whether it was unique to Hornchurch, but it was seriously impressive.
I remember seeing that sort of thing when I've been away on holiday, but never here in the Midlands.
Never in the Midlands.
Well, it could well be. There was one in Brum that I'm not aware of, but I don't remember seeing it in Wolverhampton or Walsall when I was growing up as a kid. But I do remember the sort of thing you're talking about. And also, they would highlight things like some of the tourist attractions that you could see around as well, which made it more interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe people in the Midlands just had more sense and knew exactly where they were going at all times.
That could well be it. So what else did Nationwide tell us with this survey? Because, their high street branches are places people go to get their banking done.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, you've got a lot of things that have obviously left the high street because of online retail and consumer trends. We've all noticed, actually, that discount stores, charity shops and the cafe and coffee culture. I think you know there seems to be a Barber's every other 5 shops as well on the high street too.
Yeah.
But, you know, it all changes. But one thing that we always need on the high street ultimately is a bank or a building society. And Nationwide have pledged that they're going to invest 350 million over the next 5 years in making sure that no closures occur during that period, so that there's no inconvenience to their customers. So that's their statement. That's their way of protecting the high street and the things that we hold dear about the high street, and obviously need for convenience. So that's the reason for the research today.
And yeah, it is nice to be able to pop in. As I've said in the past when I've spoken to them, some of the team from Nationwide, I actually still have my Nationwide passbook, which is the way it used to be done way back when. But even aside of that, I mean, just being able to pay checks in, get cash converted, and even if you're going on a holiday, using a bureau de change, which would be available in these sort of places, it is great to actually have that place where you can go and talk to somebody rather than dealing with a call centre.
Yeah, well, I mean, whether we're talking about it from an adult point of view or whether we're talking about the kids, people want to have that physical connection with the people they bank with the people they buy their fruit and veg with. Without that social element, I think the day is not quite as complete without it. And whilst online shopping and online banking is something that can be very convenient, you wouldn't want it to be where actually you don't need to leave your house because everything's literally going to turn up on your doorstep, because ultimately we'll go backwards socially. So yeah, it is fantastic that Nationwide have got these branches, and they're going to keep the branches open for the convenience of their customers.
So that's good to hear. Where can we go to find out more about the survey, and of course what Nationwide do online, as well as directing us towards the real life branches too?
Absolutely. No, it's nationwide.co.uk.
So pop along there, or as we say, walk into that branch on your high street, go and use these facilities, and make sure you're showing the love as Nationwide are doing their bit to make sure they still remain at the heart of the communities. Jeff Brazier, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Jason. Take care.
This time, Joe James Thomas has got the keyboard out. I know you'll recognise this one.
Come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. Come on over, baby, you can't go wrong. I ain't faking, whole lot of shaking going on. Well, come on over, baby, we got chicken in a barn. Woo, honey, come on over, we got the boob out of horn. Yeah, I ain't faking, whole lot of shaking going on. Well, I said shake, baby, shake. I said shake, baby, shake. I said shake it, baby, shake it. I said shake, baby, shake. Come on over, whole lot of shaking going on. Woo! Come over, baby, we got chicken in a barn. Who's barn, wall, barn, my barn. We got the boob out of horn. Oh, well, I ain't faking, I do it all night long. I wish easy now, shake, baby, shake. Oh, shake it, baby. You can shake one time for me. Well, the hell, I said, come on over, baby, a whole lot of shaking going on. Real low now, honey, shake, baby, shake. All you gotta do, honey, is stand in one little spot. Wiggle around just a little bit. Well, come on over, baby, there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Just go one time, and shake it, baby, shake. I said shake it, baby, shake. I said shake it, baby, shake it. I said shake, baby, shake it. Come on, come on, come on. I said shake it, baby, shake. I said shake, don't let it break. I said shake it, baby, shake. I said shake it, don't you break it, wrap it up and I'll take it. I said come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on.
Thanks again to Joe, James, Thomas, and all the family for coming in. Don't forget, find him on Facebook, and you can check out all the gigs he's got coming up, whether he's on piano, uke, or guitar. I'm with Anil from Veggielicous, and I've been invited into your home to sit back for a meal. Thank you for inviting me.
No problems. Thank you for coming.
Well, it's good to be here, and we've got some of the food for the kids on the table at the moment, because they've been running around eating around us. But at the moment, food is being prepared even as we speak, and for a change, you're not in the kitchen.
Nope, I'm not in the kitchen today. I thought I'd entertain you. It's my day off.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. So, what have you got lined up?
So, Jace, as you know, that we're a vegetarian catering company. We do a lot of street food and that. So today we have made 3 dishes. So we've made like a nice chili paneer, a creamy butter chicken, and let's say a lamb curry.
But that's not real lamb. It's not real chicken.
Vegan, vegetarian.
Yeah. Okay.
As we speak.
Yeah. So it's starting to arrive here. So what have we got there then?
This is chili paneer.
Okay.
So I'm going to put some on your plate.
We'll give that a go. Okie dokie.
And then tell me what you think of that.
Smashing.
So that's everything we make is always fresh.
Yeah. And so the only way this isn't going to be vegan is because I think there's a small amount of yogurt in one of the dishes today.
Yeah. So all our products are vegan, but the way we marinate it, we use like a normal regular yogurt. We have got Alpro, which is a vegan yogurt.
Yeah.
So, and that is an alternative. So we can make it vegan when we do street foods, and we are hitting or going to Brick Lane on numerous weekends. We use that yogurt.
Okay.
But that yogurt, when we use it, we marinate it with that as opposed to using regular yogurt. And it's all.
So vegetarian to vegan, that's the only difference.
That's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what exactly do we have?
This is chili paneer.
Okay.
So you can see the peppers, onions, and it's got soy sauce in there. It's got a bit of chili in there. We haven't made it too spicy for you.
Because I'm delicate. This is the thing. I am quite delicate.
Delicate.
Yeah.
So we made it hopefully to your liking.
Okay. So I shall give this a bit of a try, because I've got to sit back and enjoy the meal at some point.
Enjoy.
Rather than, because this is technically work. This is definitely work. Here we go. Well, it's fantastic.
Is that nice?
It's got a lovely texture to it. So this is a sort of a chicken style.
So this is made out of this would be classed as vegetarian, not vegan,
right?
Because this is paneer. So paneer is full fat cheese.
Oh, okay,
so
right.
That is cheese, and then obviously it's accompanied with your onions and your green peppers. And a bit of chili, soy sauce.
But the texture's really good. You wouldn't know that was cheese unless you just told me. And the way it's cooked as if it were.
Yeah. So we make it in like a very lightweight kind of griddle thing, and like they do at the Chinese, like a wok. Yeah. And we just cook it like that.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic. And this is just for starters.
Yeah, that's your starters, mate. You've got a lot there.
Okay. All of that.
That's all yours, mate.
We'll see how we do.
See how you're doing. It's all nice.
Right, so Neil, we have chutneys here, don't we?
Yes.
There's an array of them. So tell me what we've got.
So this is like a mint and coriander chutney. So it's all freshly made. I'm going to put some of that on there.
Okay, bit on the side of the plate.
And just tell me what you think of that.
Okay, and what should I should be having a dip of poppadom in that one. I think that'd do the job, wouldn't it? Smashing.
So right. This obviously is just red onions in.
I'm getting poppadom everywhere. I can't take me anywhere.
Nah, that's fine.
Not without a handy cleaner.
Poppadoms. Sorry. Red onions with mint sauce.
I'm liking that. That's a really fresh taste, isn't it?
Freshly made. We just grinded it earlier.
It's kind of fresh.
Yeah.
It refreshes your mouth, doesn't it?
And this is mango chutney.
Right.
Again, everything's homemade.
Okay. I'm going in for a bit of the onion at the moment.
Yeah.
It's catching it with the. That I like. So kind of minty onions.
Minty onions, yeah. Mint sauce. And this is just like the normal one, which is again yogurt, mint sauce, and a bit of coriander.
Okay, a bit more of the poppadom. Let's get that. I'm gonna go green next. Okay, they're all really nice flavours. Have you got a favourite?
I do like this.
Which is
like the first one.
The coriander, yeah.
Coriander, but I have it kind of a bit more kick to it. Yeah, so I'll have that. Mango I find a bit sweet, and this is okay. This is nice as well. But again, I'll put much more chilies in it.
Yeah,
but it's nice. It's nice.
Okay, so main course has now arrived after a lot of work in the kitchen. So who's been the team behind the scenes today?
My wife has been behind the scenes cooking everything whilst I've been entertaining yourself.
Yeah, we had a nice chat.
Yeah, all credit has to go to her.
And your mum's been here as well.
My mum's here as well.
And she's responsible for some of the recipes too?
Yes, yep. It's all come from my mum.
Okay.
Everything's come from my mum.
So what have we got here? Because I've got in front of me a rice dish, which looks fantastic. Then that's a chicken.
That's a butter chicken that we made for you.
Okay.
Yogurt.
Right.
Lentils, dal.
Yeah.
And this is what we call a vegan lamb curry.
Okay, so this is pretty much all vegan.
All vegan.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Okay,
vegan.
so what should I try first then?
Jason, it's up to you.
Okay.
I think we should put some rice in.
Okay.
We'll put some chicken here, put some lamb here, put some lentils here, and we'll put the rice there.
Okay, well, I'll let you do that because you'll make it look pretty. And I'm holding the microphone as well, so I actually have to kind of get on with what I'm doing.
So this is fresh rice just made.
So what else we got in there? Because we've got flecks of colour.
Yeah, we've got jeera, cumin seeds.
Right.
That are cooked in there.
Yeah.
Just probably a hint of garlic.
Yeah.
Is that enough rice?
That looks good. I think that's more than enough rice. Okay. I'm not going to be able to move after the amount you've fed me so far today.
Don't worry. So this is the lamb.
Yeah.
So the lamb is made of soya. And then we put all our different masalas in it.
Mm-hmm. So it's, again, your own unique recipes,
yeah.
which you've toned down a bit for me because I'm rubbish at eating decent food. Okay, where are we going next?
We're going to go for the lentil dal. It's like a dal makhani.
So, but dal is vegetarian or vegan anyway, isn't it? So that's a nice easy one.
Nice and easy. So I'll just put that here for you.
Okay, make the way around the plate, looking good. And if you're producing this sort of stuff for one of the stalls or something that you're running, are any of these going to be? Because I've seen you do various chicken dishes.
Yeah. Sorry, just put the chicken off here.
No, chicken goes in there.
There you go.
And then where does our yogurt go?
Oh.
Is this a drizzle that's going to look good?
No.
No? Okay, what do we do with that then?
Put that there for you.
Okay. Oh, hang on, you're throwing things everywhere. The bowls are in action.
And we've got the bowls.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be...
That's quite thick.
Yeah.
So is that
just like normal yogurt.
Okay.
And then I've put masalas in the yogurt.
Okay.
That's all I've done.
That's a lot of yogurt. I'm not necessarily a massive yogurt consumer, so let's see how we do with that.
Let's see how you go with that.
Okay, and then we've got chapati just arrived.
And then and that's tandoori rotis.
Oh, tandoori rotis. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what am I doing with that?
Roti. So then you just have that.
Just dip it in a bit.
Yeah, dip it in with whatever you want to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have a little taste. So I've got my spoon here. I'm gonna work my way around. You serve yourself some because I'm not gonna nick all the food. I'm not that bad. So if I start off with the lamb and a bit of rice to begin with.
Yeah, have a taste of that and tell us what you think.
It's a texture that amazes me.
Is it?
Because it's like with the starter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known I wasn't eating chicken.
Really?
Yeah, because the texture was all there.
Okay.
Lamb when it's cooked,
it's
got such a tender.
Yeah,
and that matches that sort of feel with lamb. That is absolutely fantastic. And do you flavour it with something to make it taste a bit more like lamb?
We not really. We put our own, as I says, masalas in there, but no, not really. We'll probably put maybe a bit of like a lamb masala in there, which is just like a bit of powder, just the same as I've put that there.
Yeah.
But besides that, no.
Okay, so we'll go for the lentils next.
Yeah, go for dal makhani next.
So dal. And another nice flavour. Again, that's quite light for me, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
delicate.
Yeah, that's because I am. But that's an amazing taste as well. And would that need a dish on its own sometimes, or
that normally you would have it either with chapati or you could have it with rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's tasting good. So onto the chicken. This is the real test.
This is the one for you.
This looks.
So this is a butter chicken.
This looks like chicken. I'm not in any way convinced this isn't chicken at the moment.
What do you think of that?
Again, the texture is fantastic. That's absolutely gorgeous.
Do you like that?
No, it's lovely. Can I take some home with me as well?
Yeah, of course you can.
Fantastic. I'm loving this. So I'll try a bit of yoghurt. Now, what I'm going to do with the yoghurt?
Yogurt. I'll just get you.
Oh,
you got one. Yeah, just taste it.
Taste.
Yeah. The yogurt is there just to give it a bit less.
And it's just to lighten the palate as well, isn't
it? Lighten the palate.
To refresh between mouthfuls.
Yeah.
Particularly when you've got so many different great flavours on the plate.
Yes.
This is actually now, my chapati.
Your chapati, so you just
Yeah.
have that with
I'm
your...
gonna break a little bit off.
Yeah, with whatever you want it, with your lentil.
You hold the microphone a minute, because I can't do all this at the same time. There we go. Right, so I'll have it with my lentils on there.
Yeah, have it with the lentils. Try with it with the lamb and the chicken.
This is very good.
I think what makes the difference with it, Jason, is
I'm trying to catch some of the lamb.
it's fresh.
Yeah, and it's all produced.
Yeah, it's all ready to eat, and that's what we try to pride ourselves.
And you do that when you're doing street food as well, because it's cooked in front of the person who's going to eat it as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, going for the chicken. Right, and it is a different way of eating it with the rice compared to the chapati as well, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm going for a bit of chicken. Oh, hang on. I'm losing my chicken here. Where's... I need my implements. Oh, no, it's alive. Except it's not. It's never, it never has been. That is really, really good. Okay, I'll take the microphone back. Carry on talking with my mouth full. But ask you, where can people go to find out more about the business?
Well, we're on Instagram at Veggielicous24. Facebook is Veggielicous, and also on Twitter, Veggielicous24. So them are the main social media platforms. I'm on email at veggieliciousfoods@gmail.com. Yeah, we're everywhere at the moment.
But it's all tasting absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm loving this. So people go along, they can book you for parties and all sorts of things?
Parties, catering, we're at street food festivals. We are hopefully going to be in Wolverhampton in a couple of weeks. We're Birmingham next week, I believe. We go down to Brick Lane in London. We'll do the vegan events there. So we're just showing everybody what we can do at the moment.
Well, it tastes absolutely fantastic. So we're on vegan mains now, loving every minute of it. Thank you for sharing the food.
Thank you,
I'm going to
Jason.
carry on eating, and we look forward to seeing you in the market soon.
Thank you very much, Jason. Thank you for your time. Thanks.
That's your lot for this week. Back with episode 530 next week. I'll see you then in the milk bar. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.